This is Turn It Up a Notch with best-selling author, trainer, and coach Gary Michels. Gary is the co-founder of the fastest-growing sales training company, Southwestern Consulting. Supercharge your sales team. Go to turnitapanotch.com to learn more about what Gary Michels training can do for your organization. And now, here's your host, Gary Michels.
I am so excited about our next guest, and let me start off by telling you a little bit about the company that Rebecca works with, and then I'll tell you a little bit about her. So Javita is a company committed to enhancing the lives of millions of people by bringing together two great industries, the coffee and green tea industry and the weight loss industry, which are two huge industries that are never going to go away because people are always going to be drinking coffee and tea, and people will always be concerned with their weight. And they've taken these two great products, two great industries, mixed them into a direct selling type of a business, and it's just working right now. The company develops innovative, great-tasting coffee blends and combines them with a lucrative business model for entrepreneurs looking for financial success to help evolutionize the coffee, green tea, and weight loss industry. So I'm really excited that I get a chance to interview Rebecca Bunce today, and she is an amazing woman. She is a diamond-level Javita representative. And to give you a perspective on what that means, in the company currently, there's about 15,000 representatives worldwide, and there are only 13 diamonds in the entire company. Rebecca and her husband Rob are just rocking the business, moving up every single day as they build their businesses, and they are world-renowned for what they do. And I'm just so excited to have you in the studio today with your 5 years of network marketing MLM experience, and just to hear what you're doing to change the lives of other people. So thank you for joining us today.
Oh my gosh, Gary, it's an absolute honor. This is definitely, being part of radio is not something I ever saw happening in my life. So this is a first, and I'm incredibly excited and grateful.
Yay. So to get started, everybody wants to know, how did you get started in the MLM business in the first place? And then how did you start with Javita?
I began MLM in 2009, and that was really after the economy did the same thing within our household as it did in so many others. My husband's in real estate. We were both self-employed, and I had my own counseling practice. Okay. So when the economy really swept through and pulled that rug out from underneath us, we definitely had to find a way to retain our income and start to rebuild. So the MLM structure wasn't something I was familiar with. We were introduced to another company, and we really ended up falling in love with the industry and being able to work with people. What happened for us in our first business is we personally were able to do very well within that company and, save our home, do a lot of things that were, we were watching other people really have a period of loss during that time. Sure. And what was disturbing to us is at the same time where we were having personal success, we had about 2,000 people on our team, and very few people were able to capture the type of money that we were able to. So I was a little bit disillusioned about the industry, and I eventually walked away from the industry thinking, oh, all those rumors are true. Direct sales really is that thing that only a few people can be paid in. So when we were introduced to Javita, I thought, weight loss coffee, I have to take a look at that. I was not excited about it being direct sales, but after really having a relationship with the owner and being able to understand what I didn't understand in our first company, I was able to really dissect the compensation plan and see that it was really for the masses. It's a product that everyone is using. 87% of Americans are drinking coffee every morning. Sure. So there were a lot of things that made sense. To be honest, it was just on blind faith. I hoped that we would have a different experience, meaning that we would also be able to handle our finances and do what we wanted to do within the company, but that we would be able to take other people with us.
Well, because I know you, just knowing you, you have that service-minded attitude, and you want to help other people be better.
Yes,
that's who you and Rob are. Okay, so my question to you is, why then are people unsuccessful when they join an MLM? And I'm not just saying Javita, I'm just saying any of the multi-level marketing companies out there, when they come with all these hopes and dreams, and then they get in and they aren't successful. In your mind, what would you say the biggest reasons for that are?
Well, there's the obvious reason of how many people join thinking they're going to become a millionaire and they never even open up their box of product. So if we take all those people aside and we take really a serious, mature audience that really wants to look into direct sales, for me, what that means is there's two real levels of responsibility. There's the responsibility of the company and there's the responsibility of the people that join the company. The company has got to provide a compensation plan where the masses that are within the company can be paid. What the masses are, what we call them in Javita, is the middle class. It's the person that's going to be consistent and they're serious and they really want an opportunity, but they're only going to work part-time.
Sure.
So with that, can they work part-time and work in a consistent manner and gain the residual income to supplement what they're already doing? Can they bring in between $500 and $2,500 a month after putting their head down and really working this for a year to a year and a half? What happens in a lot of companies is the compensation plan doesn't provide that. It provides upfront money for the newest person, and then you see all the leaders in the company being paid, and there's not usually very many of them. And what happens for all those people in that middle class, the normal mass of people that are going to be doing this company or any company, is they're spending more money within that company than they're ever able to capture.
I've seen that in a lot of companies before. I've seen where you by the time you buy into the company and then you go to the different events and you're buying product, they've spent more than they've ever made in the company. And I know that's one thing about Javita, where the comp plan really, it pours into everybody. Now, you said something about part-time. Okay, people have to start part-time.
Yes.
Is there a formula of, if you are personally bringing somebody into the business, that you'd like to say, even if you're going to do this part-time, I'd like to see you at least put 5 hours a week in, 10 hours a week. From your experience, what does part-time mean to at least see some significant results?
Well, I think part-time, the results are going to depend on the people you're willing to talk to. Are you talking to people at your level and above, or are you going below your comfort zone because that's easier for you? So if we're taking someone that's taking it seriously and they're going to bring like-minded people on board, it's more about being consistent. Can they put in 2 hours a day? It's more, part-time to me means it's not spare time. Spare time is where we do something when we have that spare time, which is sort of an illusion. It's not time that really exists. Part-time means I'm going to be consistent. I would be talking to the individual to see what fits around the job that they're already doing and seeing how we can make it work. It is also teamwork. So as someone's bringing someone and we're helping them, we're able to also work with those team members. So that part-time that they're putting in can turn into a lot more time based on the leadership.
Okay. So
makes sense?
It does. Absolutely. So there's so much more I want to ask you, Rebecca. So why don't we go ahead and take a break now? We'll continue the discussion in 2 minutes and find out what support you should expect when considering a career in direct selling. So we'll be right back after the break.
This is Turn It Up a Notch with best-selling author, trainer, and coach Gary Michels. Now, here's your host, Gary Michels.
If you are just tuning in, I'm Gary Michels. You're listening to Turn It Up a Notch, and we're discussing how to avoid fear. And we're talking today in context of multi-level marketing, network marketing business, and we're speaking with Rebecca Bunce of Javita. And I want to kind of dig back in here, Rebecca, to the question of, so people may join an MLM to either receive discounts, because when you're in the business, you're going to buy things at wholesale costs instead of retail. And people are looking to be in a business like that. And others are doing it to supplement their income. But for those who want to supplement their income and save money, what do you guys do to provide help for them, to pour into them, to make sure they're successful?
Well, I think what we need to do is really start people properly. And there's a difference between people signing up because they need it and people signing up because they want this. So first of all, the individual needs to come to the table, understand that they want this, and treat it like a real business. So Javita offers a lot of opportunities to get your auto ship for free. We have a huge customer retention rate. It is actually a product, because it's coffee and tea and so many people are using this product, it's easy to get your product for free. We also have programs in place where we set up our customers with their own website, and they're able to actually get free coffee for themselves by sharing it with their friends and family.
That's unique, that in many of the companies out there, there's compensation plans for people that are bringing people into the business, but also to have a compensation plan where they can make money for selling it and also get free product themselves too.
Absolutely.
Is very, very cool. Absolutely. So your company's growing, Javita's growing, and your team's experienced incredible success recently. So what is it about Javita that makes them different when there's other companies out there right now that are struggling to do well in the MLM world? You can just do research, go on the internet, and you'll see MLM, and you look at their website, and they're kind of defunct, okay? And then you see Javita just rocking and going forward. What is it about your products and the way that you guys are doing things? And honestly, what are you and Rob doing, okay, that really make you different?
Well, I think with the company, again, we're dealing with coffee and tea. So it is a daily habit. It's not a product that someone's going to use part-time. It doesn't have a season. It's lifelong. Most people are never going to give up drinking their coffee. Most people are very conscious of their health and weight and would enjoy a coffee that's actually alkalizing, is going to help them reach their goals with their weight loss. So when you've got a product that people will be using long-term, and you marry that with a compensation plan that is going to pay those part-time serious people, then there's really nothing that you can't accomplish within the system. Rob and I are very hands-on in our business. We take it very seriously. We really try to have a servant's heart and really work with people that are also willing to work. So we've put a lot of money back into the company, understanding where we are and understanding we need to reach out to different locations, and we can only personally work with so many people. So we've got a webinar in place. We have a website where we can send people to a webinar, and someone can actually run their business from that or from a video. Both of them are half an hour long, and with that, people can see a presentation. They can learn for themselves how to present and start to take this under their own wings and take ownership of their company. And we just do a lot to try and have training in place and just support people with that positive environment that they're wanting.
Sure. Someone's thinking about, gosh, this product, Javita, this company sounds kind of cool. I might even be interested in Javita. But whether it's Javita or another company, what should someone be looking at? What would be red flags if they're looking at a company? What would be something they should be looking for? What's your opinion on that?
Well, I think definitely some of the red flags and some of the things that we took from our other, previous experiences, making sure that the company's not saturated. Are there 50,000 or 500,000 people involved in the company? You see a lot of companies out there right now that are running for $1 billion, and that's very attractive, and they're bringing people into their business based on that. And I sort of have the mindset of, if they're running for $1 billion, the people that began at the beginning of the company, those are the ones that are truly going to make the money in that company. Again, the more highly consumable the product and the longer the people will be using the product, these are incredibly important when you make a decision. Instead of making an emotional decision on a product maybe you personally enjoy or a company that you think would be fun or any of those things, I took a very business-minded attitude when we started this, and I wanted to make sure, to be honest, my husband didn't drink coffee before this company, but he understood that the masses were drinking coffee, so he was willing to look. So you have to marry the right products and the right compensation plan, and also the right timing. And the timing right now is incredible.
I've noticed over the years, too, because I've been blessed to be in many multi-level marketing companies over the years and trained several. And I think in the earlier years, they were more products that were one-time hits. Mm-hmm. And I've noticed over the years that now the successful MLMs are the ones that do some sort of auto ship or do some sort of an ongoing purchase. So how important is that, do you think, to the success of a company, or should people look for something like that?
Well, I think most MLMs are about moving product, and they have a very basic, simple structure of bring in X amount of people, and everyone is also on auto ship with that product. So if everyone would just follow that simple structure, there's nothing that they couldn't do financially. What's important with the product we have is that I can sell my auto ship. I can get my auto ship for free by bringing a few customers into the company. It's not an expense that I'm having to look at. It's also a product that I'm personally consuming.
Sure.
And what's been exciting is we've been in this for 13 months, and I haven't had 1 month where I haven't personally ordered more product because I needed it.
I know. So tell us a little bit about the coffee and the weight loss and some other benefits, because I know you personally have been able to use it for things besides just weight loss.
Absolutely. It comes into a touchy subject because we have to be careful what we say when we actually have products like this.
Sure.
So we tout it as weight loss, but really what's happening is we have our burn and control coffee. This has got Garcinia cambogia in it. This is an herb that's going to help people really redirect carbohydrates into energy versus body fat. So that's the basics of it. There's a lot of other health benefits that come along with Garcinia cambogia that I would really encourage people to look at. For myself, I've never struggled with my weight, but this is the coffee that we have that I choose to drink. And it's just been really priceless in giving me the energy and really feeling good in my body.
There we go. Cool. So multi-level marketing is a contact sport. Okay.
Absolutely.
It is challenging mentally. It's physically challenging if you're really going to put your head to the grindstone and just go for it. Many times the advice people will get is to really pour yourself into it for a year, 2 years, and really dig deep. And if you really want to make that kind of big money. But you need to continuously talk to people and demonstrate your product. So what do you do to support your team members who may be shy or fearful to prospect, or they're comfortable with their first few people, like their family members, but to go beyond that, it's tough for them. So how do you train those people?
It is tough. And I'm sure this is why you have me on the show, because I was so afraid of every aspect of network marketing. I talk to people, but I don't want to tell them what I do. I don't want to do public speaking. I don't want to do radio. I don't want to do anything where like all lights are on me. So I had to really be willing to face my fears. And what I did is I just developed my why. And this is what people need to do. Why do you want it? I just got to a point in my life where I was not going to let fear hold me back from such an amazing opportunity. Fear isn't real, just like you said. Mm-hmm. So it's being willing to really step out and reach out and let something be worth doing.
Absolutely. And the why is the most critical, because, we've talked about this before. When a person's why is strong enough, they'll do anything.
Yes, they will.
And we call it in our business the permission question. And it could be in any type of business. It could be in the corporate structure. It could be in MLMs. When a person tells you their why is strong enough, then you, as their leader, someone that you're working with, can say, then do I have the permission as your coach, as your mentor, as your leader, to tell you what you have to do? And will you be coachable? And that ties in so much with this. So let me ask you, I know we've been able to play with that a little bit with Javita as we've been working together. Do you feel that the folks that gave you permission, you see a little bit more of an open-mindedness, a little bit more of a willing to do the things that make them uncomfortable, as opposed to people you haven't asked for permission?
Oh, there's no question. I think that most people don't even think that way. So once I've asked for permission and they understand, I know why they're doing this company. I know what it is that they personally need. I care about them. I'm talking about their goals, not my goals.
Right.
So at that point, if I can just have them those first 30 days really working and trusting that I'm going to take them through this compensation plan and get their money back, which is so simple to do in this company,
sure,
then I really have someone that's going to trust me.
Yeah, and trust is all. When they trust you, they'll jump through hoops for you. So what support should someone expect when joining an MLM, or more specifically when they join Javita? What sort of support can they believe they're going to get? What sort of contact will they have with the leaders? What comes when they join your business?
Well, what comes is, first of all, with network marketing, we're introduced to this through the warm market. So that could be your friend or family member that may or may not have success, may or may not even stay in the business long term. So I think what's really important is to support yourself by aligning yourself with the people that are having success within the company. So for my husband and myself, what we're doing is, as much as I'd like to work with all 2,000 people, that's not really possible. We have to work with the people that are wanting to work and that are willing to follow a system. So at that point, it's like we're going to really launch you or prepare you for what it is that you need, show you what your back office is, teach you how it is to talk to people. It's all copy and duplicate really in the system. It's a very simple system, but we've got to get people understanding how to invite, how to promote the product, how to show people. So we're really big on get training, be educated, and be really willing to take your business on.
That, to me, that's very attractive, and I know that we've been blessed at Southwestern Consulting to partner with you guys, but there are many multi-level marketing companies that say, no, we can all do it ourselves. Can I ask you why, as a leader, someone doing well as a diamond already, made the decision to say, no, you know what, we want to work with another company to partner with us, to train us, to help us get where we want to be. We don't know it all, okay? What was it that made you kind of flip that switch and say, I don't know it all and I want to know more?
Well, I know for myself, and I'm incredibly passionate about this. There's something that happens within network marketing where there's a few people, I call it the network marketing gene, and I happen to have it. For some reason, I can go to the top of a company, but that doesn't really satisfy me. So I wanted to learn actual scripts, actual ways of talking to people so that I could teach that into my team so that they know how to handle objections, how to close people into their business, how to present themselves, how to have that posture. I didn't really have all of those answers, and it's not possible to provide that training for everyone. So I think people that are really eager and absolutely wanting to do this, they've got to align themselves with something to help them grow more. And I know for myself, having you as a coach within this business has been priceless for me.
That's mutual, though. I enjoy working with you, too. So last couple of questions here. What do you enjoy most about direct selling, Rebecca? What brings you joy every day about getting up and going like, gosh, you said we put 28 people in the business yesterday. And what just drives you to keep going day after day after day?
Well, I'm a huge people person. I absolutely love people, hence being a counselor before this. I think right now in Javita, I didn't have that drive so much in our other business because it wasn't possible for enough people. There's so much success and so many excited people, and it's such an amazing ground floor opportunity that I just wake up every day excited about it.
Okay. How can our listeners get in touch with you if they want to know more about Javita? Is there a number? Is there an email? How would they reach you to potentially find out about this business opportunity?
Well, I think there's a few things they could do. One is we have a website, javagiants.com. On there, they can actually listen to the webinar and see a slide presentation. It's about 28 minutes long. Underneath that, there's also a video that has myself and another Diamond leader going through a presentation that's about 30 minutes long. At that point, if this is interesting to someone, my email is Javita Coffee, Javita Coffee at juno.com. And my phone number is 707-307-3333.
So what advice, Rebecca, would you give someone who wants to start their own business, no matter what business it is?
I think it would be to understand that you've actually started a business and treat it like that. There's amazing benefits to being your own boss, but you've got to take personal responsibility to be a self-starter, to be educated about what it is that you're doing, and to take it serious. Again, full-time or part-time work, no spare time.
That's right. That's right. And whether you give 5 hours or 10 hours, be all in during that time.
Absolutely.
So many people are putting their little baby water in the toe and go, I think I'll try this out a little bit. That just doesn't work. Okay. All in. So I want to thank you, Rebecca, for joining us. You've been listening to the Turn It Up a Notch show, and we've been interviewing Rebecca Bunce of Javita, which is the up-and-coming rockin' multi-level marketing company that specializes in weight loss and green tea and coffee. Ties the two together, and just an incredible product. So, Rebecca, thanks for joining us today, and I know that a lot of people are going to be interested in hearing more about this.
Thank you very much, Gary.
Sure. I'm Gary Michels, and you're listening to Turn It Up a Notch. We'll be right back.
This is Turn It Up a Notch with best-selling author, trainer, and coach Gary Michels. Gary is the co-founder of the fastest-growing sales training company, Southwestern Consulting. Supercharge your sales team. Go to turnitapanotch.com to learn more about what Gary Michels training can do for your organization.